Hey everyone, Mr. Cos here again with another helpful hack for all you young men out there that want to tighten up your social game, specifically when it comes to talking to girls. I'm going to start this one out with a little story.
It's time for a story. Let's do a story.
When I was right out of college, early 20s, I remember getting back out there and talking to girls. I just got out of a big, long relationship. I was engaged to a girl. And so when I went back out there into those mean dating streets, I found out that my social game and my ability to talk with girls and feel comfortable in those situations wasn't what it used to be before I started this long relationship. If any of you guys have had the horrible experience of having a broken heart, you know sometimes it affects your confidence. When I say sometimes, I mean all the time.
Hey, how you doing?
Hi.
Oh, how?
So what I figured out is that I needed help.
Help me! Help me!
But I didn't get the help in the way that I thought I was going to get it. And this is where my story begins. So I get done dating this girl and I go back out there single again and trying to figure out how to talk to women. Now, I called up some of my buddies. We all got together. We met at a friend's house. Everybody's playing video games. And then we decided to go to the social place that had music and, just a good place to hang out. And when I was at this social place hanging out, I found out that me and all my friends just sat there and just talked with each other and didn't really interact with girls, didn't go up and talk to girls and bring them over to where we're at, and we weren't social. Now here's the thing, everyone else around us, because it was a very social place, seemed to be doing pretty well in that category. At least that's the way it looked like to me. What I didn't realize at that particular time is that I went there with 7 guys, all of which who had all kind of had similar experiences where they wanted to talk to girls, but they're low-key scared of girls, and some of them had walls and acted like they didn't care if they talked to girls or not. But then we'd go back home, play video games, and complain about how stuck up the girls were, how everybody there thought that they were better than us. And I remember this happening over and over and over again.
I remember the old way.
Until one day, a girlfriend of mine just happened to hit me up. And I mean a girlfriend that I grew up with. She said, hey, come hang out with me and some of my girlfriends tonight. We're gonna go dancing. And I was like, okay. It was like 6 or 7 girls. I was a little intimidated, a little worried about this. So I go and hang out with their girlfriends. We go to this dance place. We get there and immediately they put down their purses, they put down their stuff, and they head out to the dance floor and grabbed me and pulled me with them. I get out on the dance floor, I'm dancing, we're having a good time, and I look around and I noticed that there was girls watching. And then I noticed as I was walking around, I would just start dancing with a girl I didn't know. And I left there that night having one of the best nights I'd ever had, telling my girlfriend, Jen was her name, or is her name, and I told her, I go, Jen, that was so much fun. Could I go and do this with you guys again? She goes, yeah. So every weekend I'd go dancing with these girls. My buddies were getting mad at me like, hey, I thought we were gonna go hang out. I thought we were gonna do stuff. I'm like, no, I'm gonna go hang out over here. And they were all giving me a hard time because I was hanging out with these girls instead of hanging out with the boys. But what they didn't know is every single night when I was hanging out with these girls, having a good time, we'd spend time before going out and after going out, and I would start talking to them. And I started asking them what they thought about guys. I would ask them, did you notice all the guys at the club that were standing up against the wall that weren't on the dance floor? Like they weren't dancing, but like I was dancing with tons of girls. So all these girls started to give me insight, tips of why me hanging out with them was helping my social status with other girls.
Write that down, write that down!
I found out being around 6 or 7 girls looked good to other girls. Now I wasn't with these girls in a dating way, I was friends with them. My one friend Jen, she said the reason why so many girls are attracted to you while you're with us is because if you're hanging out with 6 or 7 girls and these girls trust you, they feel comfortable around you, you must be pretty cool. And it dawned on me. I thought about it, I'm like, that's so true. Girls have guys hitting on them all the time. Girls have guys who stand there and act like they're too cool for school. But the more I was around girls, the more I was talking to girls, and most importantly, just having girls as friends increased my knowledge and understanding of this species called women.
Write that down, write that down!
And if you're the typical guy out there, you're constantly trying to figure out what is up with girls. Why do they do what they do? Why do they think this way? Why do they act this way? By hanging out with these girls that were friends of mine, not only did I get to meet lots of girls, I got to understand women better, and most importantly for me, I got to feel comfortable around women once again. This helpful hack is something that I tell every young man I've ever worked with. If you're a teenager out there and you're thinking like, I feel uncomfortable being around women in general and trying to talk to women, that's because you do not have enough girls as friends. Some guys don't think it's worth their time to hang out with girls if they're not attracted to them. Tons of teenagers have told me, teenage boys have told me, well, I don't want to hang out with the girl if we don't like each other, if we're not going to hook up, or if we're not going to, have a dating situation going on. I don't even want to waste my time. I always remind them, do not think that way.
We don't do that.
Because just because you're not attracted to this girl doesn't mean that you can't learn a lot from her, get a good friendship, and doesn't mean she won't introduce you to her friends. And that's the biggest hack of them all. If you get to know some girls and they like you, they're going to introduce you to their girlfriends. Making friends with girls helps you understand how to connect with women better. It's the best advice I could give young men. Have more girls as friends. Don't try to hook up with every girl. Don't try to date every girl you know. Get to know girls in general, and you're gonna see your social game, your skills, and your ability to talk to women in general, it's gonna go through the roof. Hey guys, thanks for checking out my video, and if you liked it and it gave you some interesting ideas about how to deal with the drama in your life, like, subscribe, share, you know what to do. And if you want to raise your hand to ask the teacher a question, simply put your question in the comment box. Thanks for watching, Mr. Cos.